unedited, tell the truth, and shame the devil. I love being black. I love being black. All right, people, come on in. Come on in. I'm having a little echo. Hold on, people. Let me get this echo out of here. I think I know what it is. We're live, uncut, and unedited. Tell the truth and shame the devil. I love being black. All right, hold on, people. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. All right, I am live. I got to get this sound right, people. My sound is not good. 1 2 1 2. Come on in. Come on in. 1 2 1 2. Get my sound right. Mic check 1 2. You already know. I love being. You already black. Know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth and shame the devil. I love being black. Mic check 1 2. Let me make sure. 1 2 1 2. You already know what it is. Mic check. Mic check. Just getting the sound right, people. Just come on in. Come on in. You already know what it is. Live. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth. And what? And shame the devil. I love being black. All right. I got a double sound. I might have to cut off and come back on. It's echo. Just tune in. Come on in. I might have to reset. Yep. I had to reset. I don't know what it is. That sound. I got an echo. Oh, you know what it could be? Hold on, people. I could be connected to my headphones. All right. Cut this Bluetooth off. 1 2. You already know what it is. Okay, that's not it. All right. Make sure this ain't on. My headphones. Oh, that's off. All the headphones is off. Come on in, people. Come on in. All right. Let me see. Maybe I got the headphones on this one. Let me make sure. Bluetooth. Okay, not on that. 1 2. I got echo, people. I'm trying to get it off before we get started. All right. What I'm going to do, people, I'm going to get off and come back on. I think that's what I'm going to do. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, tell the truth, and shame the devil. I love being black. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. 1 2. Mic check. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth and shame the devil. All right, people, I'm trying to get my sound right. 1 2 1 2. Echo. All right. Can y'all hear echo? It's echo. Yeah, right. All right. We talking about reparations, people. We're not talking about Trump right now. All right. 1 2. Come on in. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Oh, it could be this too. Turn this down. Mic check. 1, 2. Turn this down. All right. Make sure I turn it down. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. All right. All right, people. No echo. It may be just on my part. No echo. Oh, wow. It's got to be something on my part. Let me try my other headphones. I'll try my other headphones. I got some new headphones, people, so checking it out. Y'all give me a minute. I'm trying to get it right. We got a great show tonight. Let me take this out. And let's see. Let's see. See if it's my headphones. Mic check. You already know what it is. No echo. No echo. It might have been the headphones. So I got to cut these headphones off. So that's headphones. Headphones. I'll check that out later. New headphones. You already know what it is. All right, you all right? We back right. We back right, people. I'm sorry about that. You hear me on YouTube? Okay, cool, cool. No echo. No. Blessing, peace, and blessing to y'all. Yeah, it's on my end, people. So it was the headphones. I got some new headphones, and that's how they work. So go back to the old headphones. All right, all right. Come on in, people. Come on in. This is where we tell the truth and shame the devil. Yeah. Yep. Hold on, people. Hold on. I need to call one person. Maybe I'll text George Blakemore if he want to come in. You know, George. Uh-huh. I'm live. Yeah, let me call Mama Doris. All right. Invite. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in, people. This is live, uncut, unedited. All right. All right. Come on in. Mm-hmm. Come on in. 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 All right. Come on in, people. This is where we tell the truth and shame the devil. I love being black. All right. I think I got rid of that sound. I was hearing the echo sound. And when you the sound man, when you the host, when you the cameraman, when you the light man, I'm doing all of it together. I think I'm doing a pretty good job. Yeah, I think I am, you know. Yeah, I'm with it. All right. I'm gonna make a call till I'm on live, and hopefully we won't be no 3 hours. Maybe we can get it done in an hour. I doubt it, but we can try. We can try. We can try. Hey, you sleep? Yeah, I'm about to go live. We're talking about the same thing, reparations and all that. So if you want to come in, yeah. So, okay, you got the call in number? I'll text it to you. Yeah, yeah, I did. Yeah, you can touch on it. We talk about everything. You know, we want to talk about. We talk about the Catholic religion and other different people that owe black folks too as well. So we all right. You know, yeah, they owe us too. Yeah, do right. That's right. No, no, we we We're going to we leaving the debt, but we want money coming from everywhere. From all yeah. Yeah. We okay. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh. Right. But sister, it's not even just the government, it's the banks, Chase Bank, a lot of these railroads, they owe it too. Yeah. Mm. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Right. Okay. Right. Okay, well, call in. We talk about it. All right. I see the number. All right. Mm-hmm. All right, people. This is live, uncut, unedited. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm going to send a number, and if you want to call in, people, you're more than welcome. The number is on the screen. Is on the screen. Is on the screen. All right. All right. All right, come on in, people. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. This is your boy Martin G, aka the Crown Chaser. I'm live, uncut, and unedited. This is where we tell the truth and shame the devil. And listen, we want our check. Want our check. Want our check. I see you. I see you. I see you, partner. I see you, Vera Giles Norris. I see you, Peggy Leslie Brown. I see you. I see you. I see you, Chill Will. All right. Deborah Singleton. All right. All right. We got one caller. All right. LaDonna, what's going on? Nicole Willis. I see you. I see you. Barbara, I see you. I see you. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. We got a few people on here tonight. It'll get larger. Just hold on. All right. Joined. All right, Sarge. You always be the first one to call in lately. So what's going on, Sarge? You see what the title is, right? You know.
Yeah. Just wanted to give you the thumbs up. Yeah, at the last show, I called in that next morning. I had to go to the hospital. I lost a lot of blood.
Oh,
so
wow.
I'll be getting released. I'll be getting released tomorrow.
Okay,
it'll be everything. I was where I need to be.
Okay.
So yeah. So I'm that's what I'm.
All right, we got to pray for our buddy Sarge.
I don't even know, but yeah. So I'm good right now. But like I said, everything need to be, they need to put all the ducks and all the checks in a row.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. And I know the government is the biggest institution, but we don't want to forget others. I mean, you got the railroads, you got some of these banks that are establishing, some of these companies, they had a big hand into this for reparations.
Exactly.
Yeah, big hand. They should not be excused. They should pay as well. Help America foot this bill. That's all I'm saying. I know we focus on the government in the United States, and we should. But there are others. Sarge, think about this. Sarge, you may not agree with me. You may agree. Well, what about these neighborhood street tribes that terrorize the neighborhood, black folks, for years? They started off protecting the community, but then they started being a terrorist to the community. They might owe us too. Think about it, man.
Yeah, I mean Yeah, that's what I said, man. And whatever fell into the doggone, whatever fell into the doggone swim pool, if you got cause and effect, can be proven, and it fell into that bucket, and you was a part of that, you need to come out your pocket too.
Mm-hmm. And if you
If you
inherit
look at
money, if you inherit money from slavery, passed down, you got to pay too. So don't talk about my mama and own slave, but it was in your family and you enjoying some of that wealth. Trust me. Yep.
But the thing with me is, I know somebody that, you know, they don't talk about it, but they family, they got a bunch of land down. You know, my homeboy, they got a good 100 acres of land down here in Georgia, and it's family on slaves. You wouldn't think about it looking at them, but it's like, you know, after, you know, with the Reconstruction thing, then you had different blacks that owned slaves too. So it ain't just a white thing.
That's
and it was
true.
the same doggone practice.
That's true.
And it went on. And, but who's sitting on the land? Whoever didn't sell the land, like I said, because, you know, my man, he's got 3 sons. Okay, he's younger than me. He passed away. Okay, that's 100 acres that go to his 3 boys. You know, that the house is out in the country. The house that's you know, that him and his wife stay in. They just celebrated their 40th wedding anniversary last month. So that, you know, that's my partner, Mr. Stable. I tried. I just couldn't. You know, it ain't no right person. I just don't have. I'm just not flexible enough to deal with somebody in issues just to keep going on and on and on and on. I mean, I look at him like, he's been married for 40 years. There's people that we know ain't lived 40 years, but so that means he got a responsibility to kick out some money too. Even though I say, well, I know what my family background is the opposite, but you know, but I'm like, yeah, you need to, you know, kick in too, because your family, because it's like this. All that property out there that you own now, that comes from whoever in your family back in the day during Reconstruction, got, you know, they got that land or took it off the original slave owner, or however the family got the land. It wasn't for reparations. We know that because ain't nobody. Well, yeah, some people they got it, like, yeah, Whoopi Goldberg saying her family got it in Florida.
Yeah, hold it, Sarge.
They sued for it, but
go ahead, because I got Bill. I want to hear Bill because I don't want to leave nobody hope for all the callers start calling. Okay, go ahead, Bill. Go ahead, Bill.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but they're gonna start calling.
What's going on, y'all?
What's up, Bill? So,
hey, Mark, you got a strong point about these different entities and companies,
institutions and bank. Yes.
Yep. And it's the truth, because you mentioned the railroad. I know of 3 that had direct lines linked to slavery and money. After then, the money kept flowing from then all the way to the railroads that's in Chicago, all over America, that's still running today. And yeah,
Bill, hold it right there, Bill. 1 second, Bill. It's just like me. I'm in a car, me, Bill, and Sarge. Okay, Sarge the shooter, he drive-by shooter. We all are guilty. We in the same car. One the shooter. Of course, the shooter always get more time. The drive and the accomplice. So listen, this system, it don't work just. No one white man, you could describe, no one white man is racist by all by himself, okay? So it's a system. These are banking institutions, lending institutions, educational institutions, and all that. So I'm thinking, I want us to, I want us to look at it a different way. You know, I was telling Mama Doris, I said, now, we know we're not letting the government off the hook, But it's not only just the government, it's others too as well had a hand in it. Go ahead, Bill. I just want to say that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it you brung it up. You're exactly right, and it made me think. I seen it's been about 3 years or so. Ti did a video, and he had some scholars, some black scholars that did the research on reparations and came up with a plan. I haven't seen that video. I searched for it. They came up with a plan and included not only the government, but these companies that had direct links to slavery, how they could put X amount of dollars. It might be a company that's worth $100 million. They kick in 10, and they had it down to a science where they could put the money, where it ain't like they losing it, totally losing it all at once, where the money will grow and it could be invested, and that investment go to a foundation of black people. And I cannot find that video nowhere, man. But you spot on with that. They're not. They made more than the government. The railroad did. Those 3 railroads, they made more money than the government did off of slaves. It's just like you said. They even into Jim Crow and all of this other things that we black people have endured. It's the government is complicit more so than because they could have did something, but they didn't. But that's the way most people are. That's on the white side of giving out the reparations, or don't want to give out the reparations, or got some power, or our politicians, or people that can make a change. They just sit back and act like they ain't got nothing to do with it, but you are complicit when you don't say nothing. Just like we say on your show about black people, when somebody, we grew up in an era of snitches get stitches and don't tell, but at some point when somebody done killed a baby, man, it's time to either go on and bust them out or do something to them, do something about it. You can't sit back and let that part of the game and be complicit, because you complicit if you know. You complicit if you know. Well, I'm gonna end it at that.
Okay, we got 206. Come on, 206. The man asks a lot of questions. All right. Come on, my brother.
Yeah.
Come on, brother. I enjoy you. Hey, I enjoy you. Go, how you doing?
I enjoy you and everybody too. I'm doing good. Greetings to Brother Sarge, and greetings to Brother Bill and everybody else. Let me just address something real quick, and I'll go ahead and mute my line.
Okay.
I just want to issue a caution. Here.
Okay.
Earlier, we were talking, I think it was Sarge that mentioned that black folks owned slaves too. They had slaves and whatnot. And this is true. But let me say this. Because we lacked a military, a police force, a defense force, or institutions to punish those who transgress against us, or to make people do what they promised they were going to do or protect ourselves from them, a lot of black folks, when they were free and they could make money from their labor, they bought their relatives. They bought their children from slavery. They bought their parents from slavery. They bought auntie and uncle from slavery. They brought their brothers and sisters. They purchased their slavery. And what the dominant society will do, like the devil, they always take the truth and want to twist the truth. They're not telling you that the majority of these people were purchasing their relatives and their loved ones and granting them freedom. This is where a lot, not all, but a lot of this this degenerate claim that, oh, black folks own slaves too. Sure, but the majority of them were freeing their family members. I'll mute my line.
That's a good point. Sarge, respond to that.
Yeah, I mean, because I mean that is a point. You know, you have some people that did that, you know, and for the people that they could get as a family, they got a family, just like, you know, Harriet Tubman came down to get her family and bring them up to Canada. But every individual wasn't like that. So you have to, you know, determine, was it a situation of you all just flip? Because, you know, some people was actually saving the money to try to buy their freedom, right? Then after, when Reconstruction kicked in and the money got funny, and them folk needed money, they used that money they were saving, hiding for, you know, to try to buy their freedom, to actually buy the place off the doggone plantation owner. So, you know, they gotta look into it and see, you know, some records of family members, and be like, okay, now was these your families that you had papers on and you bought their freedom, or were these random people that they went from one form of slavery to Reconstruction slavery? You know, so I mean, a lot of people don't understand how big this thing is.
Okay.
They really don't. It takes a lot of research and looking.
Yes, Sarge, hold on 1 second. We got a new call, but I want to say this. I'm gonna let you go, Bill, real quick. What I'm doing is holding a series about this. Okay. I'm not just looking at the United States government. They are number one target. But I want to get some of these other institutions that played a role in this, in the slave, in Jim Crow and all them things. You know, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get us to expand our thinking. I'm just trying to get us to expand our thinking, people. Okay, that's all I'm trying to do. You know, we be gun-ho on one thing and true, but we got to cover all grounds. Okay, before you come, Mama Doris, Bill is going to come before you. Go ahead, Bill. Make a point.
Okay. To back up and reinforce what pretty much both of them said, but predominantly what 206 said. How would a slave buy his freedom if he's not given any money? So therefore, a slave that could come back and buy anybody's freedom, he would have to be bought and freed himself, because there wasn't any money exchange unless you were a free man. Make sense?
Okay. Somebody want to answer that?
Yeah. I mean, it makes perfect sense. Yeah, it makes perfect sense. And then you have to consider, okay, if someone had the ability to buy their family, if they were already established up north, were they going to come down south to purchase their family's freedom and then purchase land in the south and still stay in the south when all of their economic resources were up north? You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You got to look at that angle. That's like if Martin escapes slavery, Martin go up to New York. He got a good job. He's in government. He got some type of official business job. He making good money. Okay, so he come down and he's like, hey, well, I got two of my brothers that's still down there. All this here. So he come, well, how much you want for Bill and Sarge? And he buy me and you. Okay. He gonna take us back up to New York with him. He ain't finna buy me and you and then buy a plot of land and be like, okay, now we gonna work this land, and you know what I mean? That's right. That's why I say it's a lot of research that got to be done behind this to find out. I mean, it's understood. People true the 206 words. They did purchase their family's freedom. That was going on during that era.
Okay, okay, you done?
Who knows how many? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, we don't know. There's a lot of research has to be done. Okay, go ahead, Mama Doris. Go ahead.
I came in a little late, so what's the topic?
Okay, we talking about reparations. And remember, before I had the same conversation I had with you over the telephone, short briefly, we was talking about different institutions that was involved in the slave trade, and we just calling them out. And there's a lot of research has to be done. Not just the government. Now, the government is our number one target, and I know.
Well,
go ahead.
The government of the United States sanctions slavery. So only the government of the United States can be held responsible for paying us reparations. Now, some of these, the church, the Muslims, Muslim, Christian, and Jews, all of those religions had a part in the transatlantic slave trade. But it was the government of the United States that sanctioned slavery. So you can only get reparations from the United States government. And as I said to you, with the European Jews, it was Germany. They filed their complaint with Germany, and they got, because Germany under Hitler sanctioned the Holocaust. Now there were other Eastern European countries that participated too, other governments in the Eastern European countries. So it's the government of these countries that are paying, even to today, in some instances, the Jews that are paying reparations. So yeah, other institutions participated, but
should they be held accountable? Should they just be? I mean, should we just let it slide?
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, you can hold them accountable in whatever way you can hold them accountable, but you can definitely hold the government.
We understand it.
Countries, like with the Holocaust, you can hold the governments of these countries. They're the only ones. Okay, just say if you want to talk about the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church, in terms of laws, they didn't have any laws that sanctioned slavery, but they participated in it. But these were the laws of Germany, the laws of the United States, the laws of some of these other Eastern European countries that were part of the participating in the Holocaust. Mm-hmm. But now, as I said, other institutions did, the banking institutions, they all benefited from it. But it was the government of these countries, and that's who you go after.
So we don't go after this.
I agree.
Let's see. Yeah, but let's see what Martin trying to say. That just give you a little bit of time. What Mama Doris is saying? What that means is the only part that could be held accountable financially is slavery. Period. No Jim Crow, no Reconstruction, nothing. Just from prior to 1865. From 1865 back to the beginning. That's the only thing that could be held financially accountable as of, like, the government. Hold on. Hold on. Hear me out. Now, Mama Doris said you could only hold the government accountable. Okay. It was supposed to be put in play that the government was supposed to have paid reparations when the Civil War ended, right? Then Lincoln got killed, and then you had, was it President Johnson, if I'm not mistaken? He reversed all of the policies, and that is starting point. The reversal point is the starting point of not getting, but you originally were supposed to only get for the years of slavery and nothing afterwards. And that's the way Mama Doris is presenting it. That's what it makes it sound like. There would be no compensation for Jim Crow or anything else.
But we've never gotten reparations from the United States government.
Now,
what Martin is saying is this. Martin is saying the lack of reparations, people really benefited financially through that all the way up until today. So they are equally responsible financially to pay the debt, because if they would have benefited financially off the original debt that was defaulted on by the American government, they wouldn't have gotten rich. So yes, they do bear financial responsibility to pay reparations for slavery. not just the
Yeah.
government.
And I
mean,
get
you see what I'm saying?
I get Martin's point. I get what
No, I get all.
Mother Doris what Mother Doris is saying, but I get what Martin's saying. And when he broke it down simple about two people breaking the law, you are complicit. You are gonna be held accountable also. And and I'm not a lawyer, but I've been in a lot of law situations. When you go to court, that's your attorney's battle to bring up a case that's similar, that an incident happened and it happened a certain way. And what Martin just said, as far as them being accountable, they not only participated, the government made the law, they participated in the law, and they participated after the law with Jim Crow and discrimination and everything. They even after 1965 or 64, they still were complicit. These same companies, so they can't just not be held accountable when you've been exercising your right, your belief, and not abiding by the law at some point.
Okay, let me read.
They are complicit. They are complicit, and they and in a court of law, a good lawyer would bring that point up. Just some simple, like what Martin said. Well, in the case of so and so, if a American go rob a bank, there's two of them.
You're breaking up.
You're breaking up. Bill, you're breaking up. Okay, 206. Bill, you're breaking up. You got a bad signal. So let me just read something. I want to read something. Yeah. Bill driving problem. Okay, Mama Doris. Now remember this. We all recall this.
Yeah, Martin, you were right. In fact, they're still benefiting from it today.
Yes,
you're right.
Yes, so, that's all I'm saying. Yeah. I'm not saying let the government of the United States off the hook. No, but if these companies, if these institutions rode in the car when the government did a drive-by on us, use the drive-by as a street turn so everybody can I'm breaking it down in simpler forms, they have to be held accountable in a certain way. Okay, give you an example. Remember Mama Doris, Evanston, Illinois is facing a class action lawsuit from a judicial watch and 6 non-Black residents who argued that the city pioneered reparation program, which provides cash, housing assistance to Black residents to address the historic housing discrimination. It is unconstitutional and it violates the Equal Protection Clause of the United States Constitution by discriminating based on race. Now we heard this talk about that Evanston, Illinois, that they wanted to they were fighting to get reparations. Now that wasn't on a large scale though. But see, these places have to be held. Only thing, Mama Doris, only thing I'm trying to do, I'm not trying to redirect our attention off the government of the United States. I'm not doing that. I want, not only that, I'm going after everybody that had something to do with it. And they all should pay in some kind of way. Release some of them riches, some finances. Release some of that property. Go ahead. Go ahead, Mama.
Okay. Now, what happened up there in Evanston? Only a few people got some money, $25,000. Only a few people, because we have not really had a concrete. We haven't really put together a concrete plan for reparations. And that's why I like what they're doing out in California. I like what Dr. William Darity is saying, that the government, they owe $16 trillion. So we haven't really put together a comprehensive plan for reparations like the Jews have done. And that's why, we to speak against these people. I mean, just like what Brandon Johnson did. They got all this money, $500,000 to study. We should not have gone for that. We don't need a study anymore. And so these people are the people who that he gave this money to, the organization that he gave this money to. These people got the money, and you have not heard anything else about anything. We don't need another study. We need a comprehensive plan, just like the Jews, to get reparations from the government of the United States, and then we can come on down and do other things to get it from the state of the city, the state of Illinois. But we don't have a comprehensive plan. And that is what people are working on. So when we hear people, when you hear these whether it's the city or the state talking about we're going to set aside money to study, we need to reject that like we would fight a rattlesnake. We don't need a study. We need reparation. Write a check for us. And as I said, Dr. Darity has outlined $16 trillion. He has broken it down to just how much each descendant of enslaved Africans would get. And that's the path that we need to be on. Okay. And we're gonna all have as many of us to get on that plan as possible. Because see, the reason the Jews have been so successful because they are being supported internationally around the world. And so we are gonna have to get our ducks in place so that we can start pushing these people, and we're gonna have to diss these people who are saying we don't deserve reparations. Because as long as you have that contingency of Black people out here saying, well, we don't need reparation, that's a handout. That's exactly what they want to hear. And that gives them a reason to not do anything. So we're going to have to force these people to do it. They're not going to do it on their own. This is a long struggle that we're in.
And I believe you, Mama Doris, you're right. But we have to get something on paper. We have to get something that we don't want them just to give us a big check on it, but we don't want everybody, just like some of the Indians. They didn't want us to get none of that money they got. So we gotta be selfish too when that money get on the table. Okay, these are things that qualify you, because some people are just immigrants over here. They look like us.
No,
yeah, go ahead.
But they have to be descendants of enslaved.
We have to specify that. Yes. Yes.
Lineage based.
Right.
Lineage based. It cannot be somebody Black because their skin color is the same as ours. It cannot be an African. It cannot be a Jamaican, a Caribbean. It has to go to people who are descendants of enslaved Africans, lineage based, freedmen, and these are terminologies that are in the Constitution. So every Black person in America who is a descendant of enslaved Africans, lineage based, your grandmother, your great, you can prove all of that. We are the ones who get the money. It doesn't have anything to do with these other so-called people of color, other parts of the world. Only the descendants of people who were enslaved in this country. Now, Africa needs to be talking to France and Germany and all those in Britain. Those are the governments that enslaved and colonized Africa. The Caribbean. In fact, the Caribbeans have one going. So no, these people do not qualify. And that's the problem that I have with ADOS. That's the problem I have with Cam and when he says that Africans should get it too. Hell no. Africans who were not enslaved in this country. Only Black folks who are descendants of enslaved Africans, and it's lineage based. And we can prove all that.
The thing of it also is the country, whatever country that enslaved Black people, whether it's the Caribbean and whether it's France, it was Britain and Africa. We're talking about us here, and I've seen the okey doke move when the Jews. Evanston is the the uh, the government and municipality there is been historically Jews for I don't know how many years, and I took note of them stepping up and thought it was that was a nice gesture, but they trying to set the stage, and the Democrats jumping on board in California when they denied, shot down their own bill and let uh, uh, Governor Newsom off the hook, but they're trying to establish that each state gives X amount of dollars, which is going to be a far less amount than what is due. They want to break it down and get it to the point where they giving a black person or a foundational black person $10,000, $15,000, and a lot of people will jump at that. That's why they started in Evanston did it first, and it's a good gesture. But no, don't push to give it in a town or a city or a state. That's not right. And I also think, along with what Martin said in some of the conversations that we had on the last couple shows, I think it was when the white guy was on here. Yeah, I believe we should get tangibles in as far as monetarily. We do need some other institutions that help us as well, career centers and counseling, all of this. And now that Martin brought to the light about these companies kicking in they what's due that they have capitalized, let that be part of the rebuilding as the non-monetary things that should be given to foundational black people.
Okay,
you know now the
go ahead. Go ahead.
The immigrants in the Haitians that are in Evanston, they were not descendants of enslaved Africans in America. They were not descendants of enslaved Africans in America. So they should not have gotten a dime. The money should have gone to Black Americans who are descendants of enslaved Africans. That is what we have to be careful about. They are not descendants of enslaved Africans.
Agree. 206. What you have to say about that? 206.
Yes,
Let me hear some comments from you. Being too quiet.
Well, I'm listening, and it's a fascinating discussion. And over the phone, I can hear everybody's wheels turning, well-greased gears up in their heads turning. This is an important issue. I was not aware. I've heard about the Evanston situation. I was not aware that actual payments were made, number one, nor was I aware that non-African Americans or non-foundational Black Americans were paid, number two. I think that's going to be a stratagem that the dominant society is going to use to cause discord, strife, and confusion, in that they're going to give people these monies if they decide to do anything. Apparently, Evanston they already have, but they're going to start paying people who are not entitled to compensation, which is a crime in my opinion, because not only were they not enslaved, Mama Doris, if America's so bad, what the hell you come over here for in the first place? You willingly came over here. So that's a big problem. Also, and I said this last time we talked about this, I'll say this and I'll end. We have a lot of people who look like us, background noise, watch your background noise. We have a lot of people that are cosplaying as foundational Black Americans, but who are not. And again, the dominant society will use them. They're in the Congressional Black Caucus. They're on the internet. They're on social media. And they will pretend to be us, but they will actually come out and speak against reparations. And it all boils down to what Mama Doris said. I forget her exact words, but I'm paraphrasing Mama Doris. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm going to say this and I'm going to be quiet. But the reparations movement is not organized and is not, how can I say, it's not the call for reparations isn't being made via an institution that is purely ours, that does the research, knows the facts, and brings that to the United States government. That's a problem. And that allows for a lot of sham to be in the poo, as Claude Anderson used to say.
I want to say this too, Mama Doris.
And that's what's going on.
Mama Doris. Now, we also have to remember, what about those that are deceased? Do they family inherit their portion of reparations? So you have to think about that. So do we write the ones off that's died in this country? Especially,
no, they're the ones who they have descendants.
Right.
Their descendants we get.
Right. Okay. Now I feel you. What I'm saying is, okay, this is what I'm saying. We know that all our descendants, we know that all our forefathers that was made to be slaves, they're dead and gone. But I'm talking about, how far do we go? Just say, okay, say like if the United States decide to give us reparations tomorrow and I die. So do that.
I see what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
I know where you're going with that.
Right, help me out. So we got to look at all this. Go ahead.
That's where the structure comes in.
Okay.
That's where your lawyers come in. You know, that's where your historians come in. We don't have a comprehensive structure yet put in place to identify the lineage, ongoing lineage. That's where, as I said, that's where your lawyers and your historians, all of that can be worked out. Yes.
Okay.
I would suggest we follow the same outline, the same method, the same plan as these European Jews have followed.
Yeah. Well, we need to know it. A lot of us, we don't know it though. That's why we have to study.
But Martin, see, that's when you bring in your lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you bring in your
historians. Right.
See, this is the work. I mean, listen, we got people out here pimping reparations.
Yes.
And now let's go back to Pan-Africanism. I believed in Pan-Africanism back in the city in the 60s and during that time. I believed in it, but to be really honest about it, we were the strongest proponents of Pan-Africanism. In Kuma and some of the Julius Nyeri, those people died. Those were brothers who were really committed to the Pan-Africanism movement back then. But once those people died and killed, those Africans didn't care. These Africans in here today, they are attacking us. These people don't give a damn about us. They don't care. And that's what we've got to understand. They're in here trying to get on our coattails. That's what they're doing. Like I said, the Haitians should have gotten into reparations in Evanston. They're not descendants of enslaved Africans. And the Caribbean, they have a reparation program. They're not going to let us come over there and get a part of that.
Can I throw?
They're not going to let us be on that.
Mama Doris, and I'm not trying to be funny or throw a monkey wrench in the program. Now, if I think I'm correct, didn't a Haitian person discover Chicago?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, wait a minute.
I'm just saying now.
Was that Haitian person a descendant of enslaved Africans?
I'm not sure. I doubt it, but I'm not sure.
Those are the things you have to know, and we do have people who can verify that. Just because you discover something doesn't mean that you suffer the same as I suffer.
Right. But I'm just throwing it out there.
You have to take this into consideration. But you got to take this into consideration, right? There were only, now do you all remember the Haitian Revolution when they revolted against France?
Well, then that's why they need
Okay. Now hold on. Let me. No, but see, hold on. Let me land the plane. Now, those people, right? They had with France. They had the revolution. They kicked all the French out, right? Okay. Now the French people, they came to Louisiana mostly because that was, where you had the French colony at, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all of that. Now, you had some of the Haitian people that may have came over. If they did come with the French, they came as slaves to those French people, right? If they came otherwise, they just came to the United States, right?
Right.
So that does not make them doggone
what we have.
descendants of
Right.
that. Hold, I'm in the land plane right here. If a ship went from the Middle Passage, Africa, dropped them off in the Caribbean first, right? Then they came to the United States. It's not they were brought to the United States in that same order. You see what I'm saying?
And
It's sort of like
what?
What I'm saying is like this: if I catch a flight on Delta, and it fly me from New York to Chicago, and I got to change over, and the flight I take from Chicago to St. Louis is American Airlines, and something happened on an American Airline plane, I could only hold American Airlines responsible. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's why.
Because I voluntarily.
But are they descendants of enslaved?
No, that's what I'm saying. They are not.
So
I mean, if they are, they're not. If they are, they're not descendants of the ones in this country. That's the point I'm trying to make.
And with all due respect, that's a moot point. And that's why we have not come together. Because I don't, okay, Haiti, go after the French.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Caribbean, go after the British. Go after France. Go after those countries that colonized you all. We're talking about the United States government is the one that sanctioned slavery in the United States. The Constitution is in the Constitution. All of their laws. For 246 years, we were enslaved in this country under the government of the United States. So it doesn't have anything to do with anybody from anywhere else. Go and y'all petition those countries. That's and see, Ron Daniels is my understanding. Martin, I just learned Ron Daniels. And I won't say the other but I know for sure Ron Daniels. They have turned this reparations issue over to the European countries. The African Union. How dare you, Ron Daniels? Who gave you permission?
Yeah, I heard about that.
The African Union doesn't have a damn thing to do with us petitioning for reparations here. And the reason they're doing it is because they want to come in on our coattail because they're too damn sorry to do what they need to do for what they've done to Africa.
That's it.
Let's keep in mind. And I'm getting ready to start working on something, Marty.
Okay.
But see, we need to talk to our lawyers. The Jews brought in their experts. They're experts. They're historians. They're lawyers. They're psychologists. They're economists. Follow down these claims.
Okay. When she's done, you can go next, 206. When she's done.
I'm done. Go ahead.
Go ahead, 206.
Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you, Mama Doris. Everything in Sarge, I've been calling and talking to you. I mean you no disrespect, brother. I mean you no disrespect. Got no ill will towards you. Everything you said is a moot point. Number one, the man that founded the city of Chicago, his name is Jean-Baptiste Pointe-du-Sable. Okay? There is no proof. There is no evidence that he was from Haiti. In fact, Historians do not claim, they do not know exactly whether DuSable was born here in what we today call North America, or whether he was brought here by French slavers from the Caribbean, or whether he was born in Haiti. We don't know if he's from here or if he's from the Caribbean. Just simply the name Jean-Baptiste Point DuSable, the first people, now listen, the first people that Europeans that settled what today is Illinois were the French, not the English, not the Spanish, it was the French. Now, Chicago was settled in 1780. That's about 250 years ago, okay? It was incorporated as a city for March 1837. That's 190 years ago. So the process through which someone would become a foundational Black American, Jean-Baptiste Point DuSable went through all that. Jean-Baptiste Point DuSable may be the quintessential foundational Black American. Jean-Baptiste DuSable went through the same cultural germination, the same cultural genesis that we all went through. Doesn't matter if he's from this side or the other. He was here during the Ma'afa. He was here during the enslavement period. He was here. His descendants were here during Reconstruction. Period. There's any other point is moot. I got a question for brother Sarge, if he can hear me. Okay, Sarge, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Every time I start talking, somebody starts scratching on the microphone.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
somebody needs to mute your
But
phone.
Sarge, let me ask you this. We've been talking about this reparation thing this is the third talk.
Somebody still got, they sound like they got
I know,
their car
we hear
window
too.
down.
We hear too. Just listen to what I'm saying. Okay, now, a few talks ago, you said, and correct me if I'm wrong, that if reparations were given or granted, that you wouldn't get it at all. Do you recall saying that? And why did you say that?
Because my family background in Louisiana from the research has not determined that anyone that is of African descent in my family came to the United States via the doggone triangle trade thing, okay? The ancestry line that I are the Aboriginal Africans that inhabited the United States west of the Mississippi.
Okay, you're confusing me now. So are you found? Let me ask you this. Let me just make it quick. Make it simple. I'm sure you understand the concept of a foundational Black American, correct? Yes or no?
Yes, and I will be.
Okay, so my subsequent question: are you foundational Black American? Yes or no?
Yes, I will be foundational Black American.
So why did you also get any reparations if reparations?
Because my ancestors, like I always said, my ancestral bloodline did not go to the Middle Passage and all of that. Okay, a lot of people really don't understand. Aboriginal Africans are the ones that inhabited North and South America prior to any of the doggone Europeans coming here. So you're one of those. That is a fact.
Let me ask you,
and
where's
do you
your
have proof
grandmother?
of that?
Where's your grandmother from?
Carvin, Louisiana.
Okay. Then you are.
So it's my great grandmother, my great grandmother before her.
You're lineage based.
Yeah, what?
Okay, that's from west of the Mississippi, and the original European people in my family are from Cuba and from.
We don't need to know the Europeans, brother. We don't need to know that,
bruh. Can I?
No disrespect,
bruh. Let me. I know that, but can I explain? I can explain my family bloodline best. Now.
But you did the part that we need to know.
You know what? You wrote. You know what? Now I'm gonna say this, and this is what I was told.
Okay.
If someone told me that calls in that knows Martin, was like, man, I don't know. Does the caller 206, do they have something personal against you? Because it seemed like they try to attack every point that you make.
I do have
This is
something
something
against you. I'll
else.
tell you in a minute.
I said, I haven't, and they're not on the phone tonight.
They don't have to be. I am. So you can ask me directly.
Okay, but the thing is, I didn't pick up on it or notice that at all. I thought it was casual conversation. But then I started noticing it. But it's not irrelevant. If every time you say something, I'm trying to put something into play to, just, what you're saying is just incorrect.
Martin, can we take just a brief detour so we can handle this, because this is important.
Okay, go ahead.
If you can identify where your grandmother's from, you are.
Mama Doris. Let me just ask him. Let me just say this real quick. Sarge, I do have an issue with you. And the issue is, I think you're lying. I think you are a liar. That's my issue with you. As an example, what does west of the Mississippi have to do with reparations?
What west of the Mississippi has to do, if you allow me to finish, what west of the Mississippi has to do with reparations is the French were colonizing that area, and when they did have slavery, there was something called the Code Niort, right? Okay, and what that meant was this. If a slave master was to have any type of relations with an enslaved woman, and that woman gave birth to children, those children would automatically be recognized as free people, non-slaves.
They were not free until the Emancipation Proclamation.
No. Hold on. Now, hold on. Look at the history of Louisiana and how it got purchased by the Eastern American government. Remember, everything west of Louisiana, not everything west of Louisiana, but west of the Mississippi River, up and down, that was
Louisiana
French.
was a slave state.
Thank you, Mama Doris. Thank you.
Okay, look, there weren't.
I don't care.
Okay, see, that's. You all are
disrespectful. I really don't. Okay.
You're not being disrespectful. I'm just trying to explain. Something. I'm not, brother. If you will listen and you would actually read and research, you may just understand. Now,
see, I've been
if you look at can I finish? You have something that they call free Creoles of Louisiana, okay? Or free people of color, that is. Those are the Louisiana Creoles. We were the black ones. The Louisiana Cajuns were the white ones. They were the ones that came from Arcadia, which is now Nova Scotia. They migrated west through Canada, over the Mississippi, and then they in turn migrated south. Now you had the French Canadians that migrated south, Note, there were already black people here, free black people in Louisiana, and when they interjoined together, that is how the Louisiana Creoles were born. And the French Quarter is called the French Quarter because, hold on, let me finish this. It's called the French Quarter because the brother.
No, go ahead, Sarge. Keep talking, Sarge. Keep talking. Go get
and
the
that but see, that's what got brought to my attention by somebody that Martin knows real well, that he grew up with. He brought that to my attention.
Sarge, just keep talking. Make your point. Okay,
now,
just make your point.
Okay. I'm gonna keep talking. Now, what happened was
Get to the point. Mm-hmm.
The French Quarter. Those were the Louisiana Creoles that we quartered ourselves off from the rest of everything going on and had our own form of currency. You come into the French Quarter, whatever form of currency you used, you could trade it for ours, but you had to use our currency. That's the reason it's called the French Quarter. It has nothing to do with the French. It has to do with the Louisiana Creoles. We have our own flag. We have our own culture. And all of this.
Sarge, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Well, brother, I can't help it. I can't help it. No, I'm not babbling. I'm talking about my history. Why do you think I have that? Why do you think I have that flag outside of my house?
I've never been to your house. I don't know what's in front of your house.
No. Well, I forgot. Okay.
Let me ask you a question. So your people, correct me if I'm wrong now, they came from, or a significant portion of them came from Nova Scotia. Is that correct?
No.
I thought you just said they came from Canada.
No. Quebec. That was with the French Canadians.
Okay.
So the Nova Scotians.
Okay.
Those are the Cajuns.
What was their racial classification?
They were French Canadians, and the blacks and they were European. Then the blacks on my genetic side, those are Aboriginal Africans.
Okay, now this is the thing. I want to know, where were those blacks from? Did they also come from Canada?
No, they were originally from Africa. But when all of the continents split up, at first it was Pangea. Then you had to split of Pangea.
Come on, man. We don't need a geography lesson.
See, Martin.
My question.
See, Martin.
Question. How did they end up in Louisiana? That's all I'm asking. They're black, and how did they end up in Louisiana?
Because they migrated there. The same thing as they migrated to South America.
And where did they migrate from?
When the continent of Pangea split, you already had people.
Okay.
Martin, I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done.
Okay. 206. Go ahead, Doris.
That's the issue I have with you.
Okay.
This is the timeline. Yeah, come on.
The institution of slavery began with the arrivals of Africans in 1619. And when
Exactly.
Okay. When did slavery end?
Exactly. And see.
She asked a question. She asked a question.
Hold, brother. I could hear. Okay. Now,
but you can't answer.
Mother, see that.
Okay, slow down.
See, Martin, you see how he tries.
Okay.
He's intentionally trying to be antagonistic, but he can't get under my skin. And you, like I said, Martin, the person I am, I never noticed it until someone you and I know mutually.
I know.
Pointed that out to me.
Let's get to the point. Let's get back. Come on.
Okay. So with the sister, that's Mother Doris, because I hate mispronouncing people's names. Mother Doris, Mama Doris, you're absolutely correct. 1619, they got 1619 project, all of that. All of that was on where? That was the East Coast, from the triangle trade coming from Africa, the Middle Passage over. Correct?
Did you know that
am I correct?
Did you know that New York State was a slave state?
No, I don't know anything about New York State. I know everything came from
the whole New York was a slave state.
Okay, I understand.
1865 in the United States.
Yeah, everything to do with
from that eastern seaboard on down to those southern states. But most of the slaves,
but not past the Mississippi River.
Yes, it does. Louisiana was a slave state. They were slave states from 1619 to 1865. That's what.
So it's California.
That part of the land was not even discovered yet. Look at the history of, and if all of that, okay, all of this, hold on, all of this was a part of what the British colonized, right? Why did you have this thing called a Louisiana Purchase, whereas the United States people purchased that land from
But it was still a
Napoleon
slave state.
Bonaparte.
But it was still a slave state.
Okay.
I didn't say it wasn't a slave state. I said if you look at the history of Louisiana, you will see you had what they called free people of color, which was
And
my
the
people.
Creoles were nothing but concubines of the French. But it was still a
No,
slave.
no, 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 no. Incorrect.
What was,
Incorrect. Incorrect.
what was it then?
Living in a concubinal society is not even doggone historically factual of the French.
Lord have mercy.
The Japanese, yes. The Japanese, yes.
It's a history lesson tonight. Huh? We're learning something.
Japanese were not.
Well, I'm gonna get
the
history and getting a history lesson because you have someone that you have someone.
The Japanese were not chattel
Yeah, but the
slaves.
Japanese had concubines.
We're not, look, we're talking about.
You brought up concubines. You said that. Hold on.
Yeah,
Your exact words.
Louisiana was a slave state.
It became, and that was later. Everything west of the Mississippi was later. Why do you think they had the Lewis and Clark expedition?
When our ancestors were landed in 1619 in those
It was on the East Coast.
That is when they became enslaved.
It was not in Louisiana. No, it was on the East Coast because Louisiana was still independent off to itself. Everything west of the Mississippi River. The Mississippi River had not been crossed yet.
Okay. This is what we're going to do.
1619, yes.
Okay.
I mean, Martin, it's like this here. Check it out. I'm gonna give you a simple little you dig. Say that you and me, we grew up on 69th and Halsted, right?
Right.
And we were brought to 69th and Halsted from 22nd and Halsted, right?
Right.
And that's where the whole thing started. Now, the whole thing started with slavery. If that was the slavery time in Chicago, just giving you a map, from 69th and Halsted all the way to 95th and Halsted, right? You see what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm following you.
Now, you know where Moline is. You know where Moline is.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody even been out there yet. So how you going to say we got brought from 22nd and Halsted, or 22nd and State Street to 69th and State Street, and that automatically made doggone Dixie Highway way out there out south a slave state when ain't nobody even stepped foot on that from the East Coast. Make it make sense.
Okay. Hold it right there, son. Go ahead, Mama Doris.
The Louisiana Purchase. Oh, goodness.
Go ahead, Mama Doris.
The Louisiana Purchase didn't do anything but extend the United States sovereignty across the Mississippi River, doubling the size.
And that is exact. And that is
Let her finish.
what I'm talking about.
Let her finish.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Continue.
Let's take the new caller. New caller real quick. 6650.
Before you take the call,
okay, go ahead, Doris. Go ahead, Mom.
That's why we can't get any place on reparations, because of all of these unnecessary.
No, that has nothing to do with it.
It has everything to do with it.
It's a moot
No, it
point.
doesn't.
It's a moot point, and it's not to disrespect you, but it's a moot point. We're
and Mama Doris, I'm not.
So, let it talk, Sarge.
Yeah, Mama Doris,
let
I'm not
talk.
even.
But let it talk, Sarge.
Okay.
Just hold your point.
Okay, go ahead.
You in the hospital, man. You don't even be getting yourself upset. Go ahead, Mama Doris.
No, I'm not worked up. I'm good.
No, I'm just saying, this is why that's why we have to bring in our scholars, our historians, our lawyers. We have to bring all these people in so they can define it. Because otherwise we're going to continue to be all over the place. And what the system of racism and white supremacy is going to do is take advantage of our division. The reason they have done everything that the European Jews want them to do as far as that Holocaust is concerned is because these people are all on the same agenda and the same page. They don't deviate, I don't care what. But we want to bring everybody from around the world, include their snakes, their dogs, their rats, their rabbits. We're talking about people who were enslaved, people who worked for almost 300 years without a dime, people who were raped, people who were beat, people who were miseducated, people who didn't have property, and during Reconstruction, when we got some, they burned it down. We are talking about a horrific period in this country. No other race of people on the face of the earth have endured what we have gone through. And we need to be paid because we need to be repaired. And a classic example of us needing to be repaired is the conversation that we're having now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I am in full agreement with everyone.
Sarge, hold it. Hold it.
Okay,
I'm not trying to let the thing spin. Let's go to new caller, then I'll come to you, Bill. 6650. Come on, new caller.
Hey, everyone. How's this Buck here?
Hey, Buck, how you doing?
We'll start off, not to get in there, but America was inhabited mostly with Indians, and my family from South Florida and Georgia and Seminoles were down there, and most in Louisiana was mostly Indians in that area. Even French even got there. But facts about the Emancipation Proclamation, right?
Come on.
The Emancipation Proclamation was a document that Lincoln put out with no Congress, no Senate. That's just some paperwork that didn't have no legs. It was just something to tell you, oh, you emancipated, but it wasn't no law. And then after he died, when Lincoln got killed, Andrew Johnson was the vice president, and he gave back the southern states what they were trying to give us, the 40 acres and a mule, which they were supposed to give us. Mm-hmm. So I'm with Emancipation Proclamation, but with these cats, and even for the Indians, always know you make a deal with these cats, they're going to turn around and do something different. Back to New York.
The 13th Amendment didn't end slavery. It was the 13th Amendment.
Right. But the Emancipation Proclamation, what everybody's singing on, that didn't do nothing for us. The 13th, 14th, 15th Amendment, if you stay away from crime, you can be a free citizen in America. Back to New York, the universities of Harvard, the universities of Princeton, St. John's University, and a lot of the Catholic institutions in that New York area all reaped the rewards of slavery. The Wall Street was the first place where slaves were traded. The first commodity in America for any kind of trade commodity was black people. That's what buried underneath Wall Street are the slave graveyard. Underneath for hundreds of years, blacks were used for the slave commodity to make the money wealth for this country. So everybody know, even on Black Friday, people don't realize that was the day after the harvest where they took the slaves after the harvest and sold them for half price. And everybody go out there for Christmas shopping on Black Friday, not realizing what exactly was going on. We were sold on Black Friday after the harvest so they could get like a cheap deal on us. It is nothing in this country that ever was made for us. There's never been nobody that stood up for us, no matter who it is, Democrat, Republican, or whoever they say. It doesn't matter. The people that got their wealth off us, everybody that had anything to do with America. Anybody, the families that ever create this country and still making money off America. I would love for us to get some retribution for all the trolling our ancestors did. I would never tell my family, they say, oh, we not qualified. Damn that. We getting whatever we can. But fact of the matter, if you were playing cards with them, these kind of people, you don't want to take your hands off the board with them because they're going to cheat you. So I'm just telling everybody to be cool. We got to stick together and try to work together because the people, even our politicians, they're not going to do nothing because the people who, even in Chicago, they gave it reparation for Evanston, but people in Chicago will never bring that on the floor, our black politicians, because they're afraid to insult somebody. It doesn't make any sense. The logic we work against ourselves constantly. We never set up for ourselves and for our ancestors died before us. People, for one thing, I'm going to end it right here. For every soldier that came back during World War I, World War II, and they came back in the South and wore their uniform, they was lynched. And so Ida B. Wells was friends with, what's the guy, Franklin Delaware Roosevelt. So she talked to him, say, oh, President, You gotta, what should we do? They're killing our brothers. They coming home from the war and they lynching them because they wearing the uniforms when they come back. You know what Delaware Roosevelt told her, Ida B. Wells? Tell them to stop wearing the uniform. So you have a blessed day. Peace.
Thank you, Buck. Thank you, Buck. All right. Okay, Bill. Bill.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, Bill. Yeah, I think that's Mama Dora's phone. That make noise.
I think
Go ahead.
206 and Mama Doris, what they trying to stress to Sarge at this time is if your lineage dates back to slavery, no matter what part of the country that was free or had light-skinned privileges amongst white people or whatever, you still are foundational if your lineage dates back to before 1865. As far as the states that was free, Louisiana was a slave state.
Right.
The point. Hold on. The point that I think they 206 and Mother Doors are trying to stress more than anything. I know you say you believe that you don't get it, is that you believe foundational Black people should get it. But the point I think they're trying to stress is the separation when these people see you or 10 or 100 other people justifying that their lineage didn't experience slavery or they don't get it, then for every 100, in their mind, it was 1,000 that shouldn't be getting it. Hold on, the point that I think. That's my point.
Yeah, okay. That was Buck, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Because what I was,
okay,
the point I was trying.
Let me say this, Sarge, before you start. I'm gonna let you talk. I just want to say this. Okay, the more we talking about reparations, is the deeper we're going. We becoming. So I don't have a problem with that.
Right.
I have a problem. Mm-hmm. So I mean, we learning. I'm learning. A lot of us are learning. So I just want to tell the audience that we're not fighting against each other. It's just that we're trying to get our point out. A lot of us have different views. A lot of us know our ancestry. Some of us don't. So go ahead, Sarge. That's what I want to put out there too, because I don't want nobody to leave the chat thinking we're arguing and stuff like that. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Sarge.
Yeah, because I'm not arguing with nobody. And I couldn't get to it. I was agreeing with Mama Doris that 1619, okay, that started the slavery thing on the East Coast, right? Okay, she said Louisiana was the slave state. I'm like, okay, this I know. Now, the first slave ship landed in Louisiana 100 years later, 1719. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's a cemetery, St. Michael's Cemetery in St. James Parish, right around where my people came up. You couldn't be buried in that cemetery if you were a slave. All of my ancestors are buried there. Everyone from my mother and before, all the way back to 1803. So I'm not trying to make myself sound like, well, I'm not a descendant of slavery, so, that's you people's problem. I think that's the way it's being receptive, because when you get to talking about reparations, the atrocities of slavery, and if it's someone that says that, okay, that's not their background, people get in their emotions and they get offended, just like when Africans come to the United States and get to reap the benefits thereof, that someone that was born and raised here is not reaping the benefits. People get upset, and it's a personal. It's
as
like let's have a jab. Let's hold on, mother. They have a jabbing contest at each other. When if we stop jabbing and we start listening, I may happen to have known something that may help the whole situation, even though I said plainly I'm not an entitled person to anything.
Has joined.
So why would I be considered anything less than or a liar or anything negative when I'm like, hey, I'm for the whole deal. If I knew something to help things go along, I would. But that would be, like I said, Martin, is like, if you and I know somebody, they fix a car, they pay that repair man. I don't get any money because I put air in the tire, and that's all I did. I don't get any pay for pulling that transmission and rebuilding that transmission. That mechanic gets it. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to speak against anybody or diminish anybody's family legacy or any struggles that happened in the horrific time of slavery in this country. I'm not trying to do that. I was just adding clarity of my family bloodline, my ancestry.
Hold it right
That's
there.
all.
Hold it right there, Sarge.
Because everybody wasn't
Sarge,
slaves.
Sarge, hold it.
Okay,
hold it.
there we
hold
go.
it.
I'm
Let's
done.
get this new callers too. We got a new caller, 8192. Come on, my brother. 8192. Okay.
Yes, sir, brother man. How you doing?
Man, I'm good. Great, man. I'm glad you joined the discussion. I figured you was calling me about coming in here, so that's why I sent you the number. Okay, go ahead.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
I just want to add something to the conversation about reparations.
Come on, sir.
Dr. Professor Chinwesu said that there are two forms of reparation. There's the external reparations, which is what's owed us for the 400 years of chattel slavery that Mother Doris so eloquently spoke about. But he said there's a second form of reparations that's 100% on us to deal with, and that's internal reparations. And internal reparations was defined as what we could do for ourselves. We're approaching a $1.6 trillion spending power that comes through the hands of us collectively right now. When we got to this country in 1619, we own less than 1/4 of 1% of the goods, services, and market share of this country. Fast forward to 2025 with over 20,000 elected officials, a black Brandon Johnson, we had a black Obama, we got black billionaires, we got athletes, sports, all of this so-called progress, but yet we still own less than 1/4 of 1% of this country's goods, services, and market share. So if we ever wanted to take back our reparations and do for ourselves what we're expecting them to do for us, I think we will be on our way to actually healing ourselves, coming together and doing what's necessary, because I'm of the belief that we don't deserve reparations, and if they gave it to us on Black Friday, they'd have it back by Christmas morning. Because we give 96% of our income to the same people that we're complaining about now that owe us reparations. We give them 96% of our money. The money in our community doesn't bounce one time. It stays there 4.5 hours, and that's the time it takes your grandmama to stand in line at the currency exchange, the cash up check, to give it to everybody else. So we shouldn't even be thinking about an external reparations until we deal with the internal reparations and the socioeconomic things that we have to do as a people to make sure that if we got reparations, we could keep it. Because we sell it right back for a Gucci bag and a foreign car, or take it to a strip club, or spend it on alcohol, or a lottery, or drugs, because that's what we're spending the majority of our money on right now. So I don't think we should get external reparations until we deal with the internal mechanism to receive external reparations so that we can keep it and have it for generations to come. I just wanted to throw that in there. And the last thing I'm going to say before I shut up.
Well, I got a question when you're done. Go ahead.
Johnny Cochran, the late, great Johnny Cochran, already had tried America for her crimes against humanity. America lost the case. They were found guilty of the transatlantic slave trade. Nobody heard anything about it because the next day the Twin Towers blew up. So So we've already been told, and the government has already been convicted, tried and convicted of the transatlantic slave trade. There's no reason Brandon Johnson should be talking about giving us money for an exploratory committee, and anybody to take that money is full of crap because they've already been found guilty. If we're going to talk about external reparations, then we need to bring up and go back to what Johnny Cochran had already established, had already done for us, had already did, and we don't need to explore anything anymore. And the first thing we got to do is get that internal reparations right, because getting some more money from white folks, we're not going to do nothing but give it right back.
Okay, I want to ask a question real quick, brother. A question real quick, just a real question. Now, you said an important point that we have like 1/4 or 1% goods and service here in this country. Now, it's nearly impossible, if that number is correct, which I believe is, if it's not correct, it's real close. It's nearly impossible for our money to circulate in our own community because we don't own nothing, we don't control nothing, and we ain't got nothing. So our money will always go out of the community. It would never stay in the community just because of what you just said, brother. That's all I'm saying. That's the question. So we got some growing to do. That's all.
So
Mark,
if we can't take the pennies and put them together, we're not finna get no reparations and think we finna be better off. No, we're gonna be bigger fools than we already are. The Bible says a fool and his money will always part.
You know what, my dear brother. My dear brother.
Yeah, Bill, let me answer the door. Y'all go ahead.
I consider myself your elder. And I would say to you, stop talking.
Watch it.
Stop talking like that, because what that says, it says how psychologically damaged we are. We're damaged psychologically. And all of that stems from these are the vestiges of slavery. You will never hear a European Jew make a statement like you just said. If I got reparations and they gave me $1 million, if I wanted to take that $1 million and burn it up, that's my right. But I'm still older. You talk about $1.3 trillion spending power that we have. But it has been established that the United States government owns us $16 trillion. And you're talking about our 1.3, 1.2 spending power. But the government of the United States owes us $16 trillion.
Mama Doris, hold on. Everybody put their phone on mute. Then you next, Bill. Everybody put their phone on mute, because I'm going to have to put you on mute. Because we got an echo. Okay. All right, go ahead, Mama Doris. It's better. Go ahead.
They are counting us. They're counting on us to do exactly what we're doing. And then that gives them a reason to continue to push it farther and farther down the road because of the way we are thinking. We're talking about people who were enslaved in this country for almost 300 years, worked free of charge for 246 years, raped, maimed, killed, lit. The most horrendous form of treatment anyone on earth has ever received. And you don't think we deserve to be paid? You will never hear a European Jew say this, because we have been traditionally taught to think and to believe that we don't deserve anything. We're not worthy of being the descendants of these wonderful people are not worthy of being compensated for what they have done to us. We don't have anything today because of the system of racism and white supremacy under which slavery existed. So stop talking about we don't have any sense and we will do this. We can do whatever we want to when they cut the check. We have got to stop this. That's why they're treating us the way they're treating us today. And the black politicians are not doing anything because we are not demanding anything. We're voting for them because they look like us. Prior to the
And feel like
64, 65 Civil Rights Act, these people did not pass these laws because they loved us. We fought. The people were fighting. People, there were uprisings. We were fighting. We've been fighting ever since we landed on the soil of North America. They haven't given us anything. We have fought. The problem today is that we have stopped fighting. We're not even protecting what our ancestors left for us. We are human beings. We deserve everything everybody else has gotten. We deserve. These immigrants are coming in here. They're benefiting from the laws that we got passed. They have not faced one dog. They have not hung from one tree. They have not suffered, but they are benefiting from the laws that we got passed. This government wasn't letting these people, were not letting these people come into this country. We fought for the Africans to come in here back in the 60s and the 70s when the United States government didn't want them to come in here. And not one immigrant, not one from around this world has ever said, thank you, Black people, because they don't respect us, because we are not respecting ourselves when we talk the way you're talking. We're talking about our children, the future of our children. As I said the other night, the only reason I'm continuing to do what I'm doing is for the children, so our children will not have a future. They will not have a future because of what this country has done to their ancestors. So whatever I choose to do whenever they write that check, that's my business. Nobody's asking the Jews. Nobody's saying to the Jews, well, you're going to go down the street to the liquor store and you're going to blow all your money. Nobody's saying that to the Japanese. We're the only ones who speak that way because we don't have the self-respect and the self-love for one another that we should have because of what the system of slavery, Jim Crow, and all of this stuff that's been going on in this country. Because of what has happened to us, we have been relegated to nothing. They don't even consider us human beings.
3/5.
And
Go ahead, Bill.
yeah, I despise what that brother said. I've said it on the show before. Mother and daughter just said it just now. Whatever a person do with their reparations is them. It's on them. I don't care what they do. And what show what he's saying doesn't make sense at all. The sense that it's going, the black dollar is circulating hours in our community. But the thing that's most damaging what he's saying is we have to get ourselves together internally or externally, whichever phrase, and make the right investments in this, that, and the other, when the bottom line is if reparations was given and every black person got on the same page and invested in the stock market, anything, any kind of investment, it's still going to be at the white man's helm. It's still his game. We don't have nothing. So to have a talking point like that is something to set us back, to let a white person hear and agree with it. And it's something wrong when something don't cost you nothing. You don't want to see a person with it, especially as far as reparations. But here's the kick: to show you how brainwashed he is, and how racist, how racist America is. The economy would have the biggest spike in the economy if they gave black people they money, foundational black people their money, and
that's right.
They still the white man will capitalize for every car that's bought, for every liquor bottle that's turned up for the next 5 years or whatever. Banking institutions, whatever, they're gonna benefit, but the hate is so strong and the despise that they don't even want to fight the economy in that manner. It's a win-win. Look, it's a win-win situation, but the top 1%, win-win all the way around the board.
Okay.
But for him to say we gotta get our minds right and think about how we gonna invest, but we still investing with the white man.
No, I want to say something too. I want to say something in his defense. I believe everything he said wasn't wrong, but I understood when he said that we have to get our mind right. I disagree with about how we're going to spend the money, because when the money get in our hand, we can spend it anywhere we want, do it what we want. But we do, George Blakemore said, we do have to do some things. We have to put some skin in the game, people. We have to start preparing. So whenever this money comes, if it's 10 years, 5 years, 2 years, 20 years, whatever, we have to start preparing ourselves so we can have financial freedom and our own independence. So I understood what he's saying. We do have to work on ourselves. We got to be in a position to receive this money and do great things with this money. This could be our last opportunity to free ourselves or get up out of here, one of the two, and start our own nation. You know, so I do agree with him on that part where we have to work on ourselves in it. I agree with that part, what he said. Now, I don't dispute that. Go ahead.
But Martin, we have to learn to put things in perspective.
Mm-hmm.
If we spend 1.3, 1.2, 1.3 trillion dollars. That is a conversation that we need to have.
Yes.
We need to have that conversation. But that's a different conversation. Whatever conversations we need to have, it does not negate the fact that we are owed reparations.
Right.
So don't bring in the 1.3 spending power that we have now to knock down reparations. We are owed reparations.
That's a debt. Yes, right.
He could have a conversation with his family about how his family is spending some of that 1.2 or $3 trillion. Are you doing business with all Black people?
Let me help y'all understand something, because I think you all misconstrued terribly what I said. I didn't give a choice of this or that. I gave a combination of this and that. I said that we needed to first practice internal reparations so that if we ever received external reparations, we would keep it. I didn't say one or the other. I didn't say one was more important to negate the other. I put one in front of the other, as you should put one foot in front of the other, so you can make sure that as you're walking down a path towards freedom, you don't trip, fall, and wind up back in the same ditch. You all didn't hear what I said. All you heard and got personal about.
You also said we didn't deserve reparations. You said that too.
And I said until. You missed the point.
No.
The operative point was until we practice internal reparations first.
You cannot make reparations conditional. You're making it conditional. They didn't make it conditional for the Jews. They didn't make it conditional when they brought all these immigrants here and spent all these millions of dollars on them. They didn't make it conditional for the Japanese. They don't make anything conditional for anybody but us because of the way we talk.
No, I'm not saying they need to make it conditional. I said we need to set the terms of the conditions. Those immigrants still got everything that they got. They still got their $30,000 on a link card. They still got all of their money. It's still in their community.
They did not make it conditional. You got to.
They did. They did. They don't get to spend their money how they want to spend it. That's what you think. They don't get to spend their money how they want to spend it. They spend their money with each other.
You made reparations conditional.
I did not.
What we're saying here
I did not.
Is that
I did not.
we are due reparations. I don't care if we have.
I didn't say we didn't. I didn't say we wasn't. I didn't say we wasn't.
You made
But just like any smart person who know they're going to inherit some money, you want to put a plan in place. Any smart person who know they're going to receive some money puts a plan in place so they can pass that down to their children's children. They don't just get the money and spend it on what they want to spend it on.
You're not going to make reparations conditional. We are the
That's what you thought I said. That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
My problem, my brother, my problem is in situations like this to say we shouldn't get it to this. That gives
that ain't what I said. That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
Hold on. Let me
say it correctly.
You did.
No, I did not say that. I did not say that. I'll repeat what I said so you can hear me clearly. I didn't say.
Well, you made it.
No. I said.
You said we shouldn't get it until.
No, that's not what I said.
That's what you said. Yes, sir. But and let me finish my statement. The thing of it is conversation and dialogue like that. There's people in establishment, there's people in government, there's people in power that's gonna, instead of listening to me, 206, Martin, Mother Doris, they gonna hear you. And then they gonna say, well, maybe we will give it to them to make themselves feel good and say, when they stop spending $1.3 trillion and get it down to $600 million dollars, then we'll give it to them.
That's not what I said. I don't know what you heard.
Because
that is not what I said.
Let me in, Martin. I gotta go.
Okay. All right, come on.
I heard you say until.
Okay, P Red, come on, bro. Come on, brother. 214,
okay.
Come on.
Okay, Martin. As per our conversation the other night, we're supposed to be talking about the rest of the people who owe us money.
And we were talking about that too. We were talking about that. Go ahead.
We're gonna get back to what this is supposed to be about. Okay, it's not only the Catholic Church that owe us money. We're talking about the largest landholders in all of the world is the Catholic Church. They owe us money. It was the Pope Constantine that signed off on this deal for the Portuguese, the Dutch, the Spanish, and the English to send their ships to Africa to bring us here. They owe money. We're not even talking about the European banks, the Jewish banks, the African banks, the African and American and European insurance companies. There's a whole lot of money involved. We're talking about 23 trillion from the United States alone. We haven't even begun to touch the money that's owed internationally. So I'm beginning to believe, listen to the conversation that we've had on the back line or the front line, that we're going to take our case to the World Court and we're going to take our case to the World Bank, because they can make sure that we get our money. The United States can do whatever they want to do, but remember, this is the World Monetary Fund. It's a lot of money out there. 23 trillion don't even touch this. Or 16 trillion, Mother Doris. It don't even touch what we are owed. We're talking about $120 trillion. Everybody's going to pay. So if the United States decided to put their booty in the air and not give us our money, we're going to go to the world courts, we're going to go to the World Bank, and we're going to demand our money. Now, we can sit here and argue about where we from. I'm Western in Mississippi and all that crap. We're going to talk about we're going to get back to the business. See, that's what's wrong with us right now. We get caught up in the nonsense and we forget about the business. You see, this is business. So I want everybody on this phone to get their mind set to talk about business. Don't tell me how to spend my money when these folks are flying $60 million planes in the air and sending rockets to the moon. I don't want to hear that bullshit. Yep. I can buy whatever the hell I want to buy with my money. Don't you ever count my pockets, nigga. Let's get this shit straight.
All right, watch your language, bro. Come on. All right.
Now I've listened. I will. I got you. I know this is a
because you ain't got nothing.
Bro, you don't, bro, you don't know me like that.
It's already been done.
Bro, you don't know me like that. Could you please shut your mouth? Could you please shut your mouth?
Okay, hold
I
it.
didn't say nothing when you was talking.
Did everything you said.
Martin, I didn't say nothing when he was talking because you mute this joker.
So
Okay.
now what?
Okay, hold it, brother.
Can you mute
Hold
this
it.
joker?
Go ahead.
Genius, tell me now what?
Okay, I
Can
believe
you
him. Go
mute
ahead.
this joker, please?
Go ahead. Yeah, but y'all, you see,
Thank you.
when you come with that
I
strong
didn't say
language,
nothing when he was talking.
but it's triggers. Go ahead. All
I
right.
got you.
All right.
I got you. I'll back it down because I can talk collegial as well.
Okay. All right, come
So
on.
we're going to stay on the business. We're going to stay on the business. And don't tell me about what we did. They have a thing called an appeal, sir. We're going to continue to push our case either in the United States and internationally. The Roman Catholic Church set off this bomb. Do you understand what I'm saying? When Constantine signed off to the Portuguese, the Dutch, the Spanish, the French, and the English to go into Africa to deal with these tribal leaders to get they captured people out of there and send them to the United States, they put themselves in it, and they set off all of this.
You know what, my dear brother? So when we framed this, when we structured this, all of those entities that you just mentioned can fall under reparation. All of you, we can do everything that you're saying. You're absolutely right.
Absolutely.
We start with the governments that sanctioned it, which was the United States.
That's right.
Like in Germany, it was it was Hitler. But we can put all that under that. And that's why we have to have our lawyers, our economists, our historians. We have to have all of these people in place to write it up in that way. It can be done. We just haven't gone that far.
It's going to get done. It's going to get done.
It's going to be done. We have to pass this on to our children because this is what we are owed. These white people are rich as a result of their ancestors enslaving us and working us for 300 years. And then after Reconstruction, Jim Crow up until today. They owe us.
Thank you. I'm done, Martin.
206.
I'm doing some other stuff today, brother. I appreciate it.
Okay, 206. Come on, 206. And we got another call, 2 more callers. Okay, go ahead, 206.
Real quick.
Yes, sir.
Dynamite show, man. Dynamite show.
Thank you.
Okay, back to because your original thing was the Catholic Church.
Right.
And do you mind if I read something real quick out of NPR?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
In 3 seconds.
Go ahead.
Okay. This is NPR. This is 13 June 2023. The title is "The Catholic Church Profits from Slavery." The 272 explains how, and it says, quote, this is brief. It won't take too long. It says, for more than a century, the Catholic Church financed expansion and its institutions with the profits made from the purchase and sale of people enslaved. This chapter of church history has only recently come to the attention of the public. Quote, without the enslaved, the Catholic Church in the United States as we know it today would not exist. Writes senior author Rachel Swan. She says that the priests prayed for the salvation of the souls of the people they own, even as though they bought and sold their bodies and their children. In 1838, the Jesuits sold 272 enslaved people, which helped save what is now Georgetown University from bankruptcy and helped stabilize the Jesuits in Maryland. Swarms wrote about this. Almost done. Swarms wrote about this about this sale in the 2016 in the New York Times article. 272 slaves were sold to save Georgetown University. What does it owe their descendants? So there's a lot of quote in it. So I'm gonna put that link to this. That's just part of the article. I'm gonna put the link in the chat so y'all can read it. If we look, the information we need is there. I'll put it in the chat, and I'll mute my line.
Okay. Area code 713. Come on, caller.
Hey. Good evening, everybody. This is Miss Williams calling back. I just want to say I do agree that we are owed reparations for blood, sweat, and tears, and pain, and agony, and death. And I also want to say when we do get our reparations, I just want to say if you spend your money with Black-owned business, make sure they're Black Americans. I'm talking about us, because we don't want to get scammed out of our money by these Africans and certain other people that are scammers. So I just want to make that clear. I'm not trying to control where people spend their money, but please be careful once we do get it, and don't let these Africans they're Black, but they're not us, and we don't want to put the money back in their hands when they sold some of us into slavery.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it.
Okay, Eric Code 6. Go ahead, Mama Doris. Go ahead. Go ahead.
We should be doing that right today. That's
right now.
Conversation we should be having right today.
Yes.
Slavery is another issue, but we should be doing that right today. Don't use slavery for us to not do it. Be doing it today.
Mm-hmm.
We can do it today, but we need to be having these conversations in our homes, in our churches, in our organizations with the so-called leadership. But we're not doing that. That should be happening as I speak, but we don't have a plan to do that.
Okay, we're going to go to the next
call. The plan is called internal reparations. That's what it's called.
Well, it started with your family.
Right.
Started in your church. If you're in an organization, you come up with the agenda and tell them, this is what we need to start talking about now. You make yourself a committee of one and start doing it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Wow. Okay. 612. Come on, Eric Code 612. Your next caller.
612, checking in. I say, what's going on, y'all? Miss Doris, it's good to hear your voice. I remember you back in the days from Marlene Carter and Sister Ann Langford. But you got to tell the truth. Y'all know Jesse Jackson, he killed the reparations when he misidentified us once again in 1988 as African Americans. If you look at Article 784, 118, they now have Nigerians as head of the African diaspora for reparations. And Ms. Doris, you was around when we had our last think tank in 1971 when they were speaking about reparations. You guys was alive and well. Since then, Ms. Doris, we have gave over $2.7 million off the black coal tax base to Africa.
I didn't come here until 1975, so I wasn't here then.
Oh, okay, yeah. So now our black think tank, so you remember that. So with Jesse Jackson and all these black preachers, that's why they had a 501c. They would never bring these people in the church or no one to start protesting. So me and some brothers here, we were just speaking on this today in Minneapolis. The only way we're going to do this, if people say they need reparations, my people, we got restitution. So now we have to have what they call a reparation movement march, like we did a Million Man March, and let's just see how many people is really going to be about it, because you got a young man, and within the past 5 years, he sabotaged the movement with this FBA. Then you got some people saying that ADOS, and guess what? Nobody is understanding why. Why all of a sudden now you want to change your identity to FBA? So these type of movements cut us down. They're going to straight cut us out because we do not have enough movement when your Congressional Black Caucus for 40 years haven't made no movement, but they didn't give Africa and other countries our tax-based dollars. Now, think about all these trillions of dollars that could have been used in Chicago, Baltimore, Gary. Y'all been to these places and y'all see how they look. So what's going to change? Not nothing, because it's already written in stone. They're going to continue to let us argue among each other. Then nobody go support California. Y'all see how the California Black Caucus just did. They played right in them people's face, got Governor Newsom in there, and he played right along with the reparation game. And guess what? They got nothing but $20 million. So that's the start right there. We have to mobilize and start marching. Every time I hear older black people talk, I go to meet, it stickers me because we never have young people there. we just constantly talking among each other. So if you having to meet with 1,000 black people from the age of 50 to 80 years old, where are the younger people in the 40s and the 30s and 20s that is supposed to benefit when we not here 20 years ago from our, and I'm going to land my plane with that.
All right, Mama Doris.
Well, that's why I keep saying what the Jews did. They put together a document. We have to bring in our experts. We're going to have lawyers, as I said, the historians, the economists. And Dr. Darity is one person that we should be talking to. And there are people talking to him. This is a legal matter. This is a constitutional matter. We need constitutional lawyers. The Jews have everything and everybody that they need. They have their lawyers. They have the economists. Our people, black lawyers have fallen down on the job. So we got to put all these entities in place because we're talking about a legal matter, a constitutional matter. Someone who has an expert in constitutional law. We're just talking, but do we have the proper people in place? And we have to pay these people to do that. This is not cheap. This is not free. There's structure that has to be put to this. And that's why I keep referencing the Jews, because they have it down pat. They go after any and everything that had anything to do with that Holocaust. They don't care what it was or who they were, but they have a structure in place to do that. We're just talking. What they did out there in California, that was good, it's a political matter. See, we can start today with our black politicians right here in the city of Chicago. We're not doing what we need to do in terms of forcing these people to do right by us by giving them an agenda. And Martin, if you don't mind, this is what I mentioned to you that I wanted to bring up too.
Go ahead.
People, how many people are in these wards? Let's just take the population of the fourth ward. There are 93,975 people. 46% of them are black, 30% are white, 13% are Asian, 6% are Hispanic. So why was Lamont Robinson down there voting on anything for Hispanic? They're only 6% of his population. Why? I can tell you why. That's the fourth ward. The fifth ward, 51,455 people. That's how many people are in this ward. 64% of the people in this ward are black, 23% are white. Hispanics make up 3%. Why was he down there voting for all that money for Hispanics? Only 3% of the people in his ward, the overwhelming majority of the people in his ward are black, but he doesn't have an agenda for black folks. Okay, let's go down to the sixth ward, William Hall. That's that Negro who went down to I think he's the one who went and looked in the eyes of the immigrants. 59,536 people in his ward. 96% of the people in his ward are black. Hispanic 1.3. Why are you going to the border looking in the eyes of Hispanic children when the children in your ward are suffering? Parents don't have jobs, poor education, no housing. Why? So this is what we can do. We can start holding these people accountable. The eighth ward, 51,000 people. 96% of the people in that ward are black. 1% of what are Hispanic. Why are you down there fighting for the Hispanic? Michelle Harris, Anthony Bill, 51,518. Black, 92% of the ward of the population. Hispanic, 3.5%, and he was in opposition to that. He was opposing that. So, the 16th ward, which is Stephanie Coleman, 51,954 black people make up 64%. Whites make up 2%. Hispanics make up 31%. Why are you down there screaming and hooping and hollering? The 20th ward, Jeanette Taylor, 51,553%. 53 people. Black people make up 67% of that ward. Hispanic making up 17% of that ward. All they had to do was say, you know, this is not advantageous for the majority of the people in my ward for me to be voting for $700 million altogether. The 21st ward, Ronnie Moses, 51,632 people. 92% of the people in his ward are Black. 2% are Hispanic, 3%, 4% are white. Asians make up a 0.2. Why in the hell are you voting down there voting for all this money for these Hispanics?
Majority, you know, they signed the oath 5 years ago with the Democrats.
Hold on, brother. Let her talk. Let her talk.
The 24th ward, 54,909 people, Black people. 64% of the people, 65% of the people in that ward are Black. Hispanic make up 27%. Whites make up 6%. Okay, the 28th ward, which is Jason Urban, for 52,614 people. 50% are Black. 19% white, 22%, 23% Hispanic. Okay, that's 29th ward, California. 53,635. Black people make up 44%. Hispanic make up 32%. Whites make up 20%. The 27th ward, which is Emma Miss ward, 53,526. 56% of Black, 3% of white, 39% of Hispanic. You could easily say, but they could easily say, this is not advantageous for the majority of the people in my ward. My people need these millions of dollars. They have, I mean, the numbers don't lie, but they don't respect us because we don't demand anything from them. And another thing too, when you have 93,000 people in a ward and then only 12% of the people vote, what do you're going to continue to get the same people. So going back to what the brother was saying, here again, this is where we can take, we take responsibility. There are a whole lot of things we need to take responsibility for. Yes, we have a responsibility to do what we need to do to, if you're going to vote, to force these people to do right by us. And if they can't do it, we say you won't be in there, because that's what they do in the white community. That's what they do in every community but the Black community. And the young people are disillusioned because but young people have to understand, are you voting, young people?
But are y'all reaching out to the young people? See, y'all not reaching out to the young people.
What?
Y'all have to reach out, and we have to mobilize Chicago now.
We all
for
have
5 years. So, Ms. Doris,
all have to reach out to the young people.
You know, in fact, tell these people the truth on the radio, Ms. Doris. You know, every Black preacher and every Black congressman, every Black senator, they signed an oath with the liberals. They would not mobilize. They would not move on this immigration movement.
That is our fault. That is our fault, because
that's not our fault.
We should not allow them to be signing an oath unless it's an oath to represent us. And if we're going to go after our young people, we can't continue to put our young people down.
You're right, ma'am, but our Black congressmen did this. I mean, it's over.
We got to go after them with love. We got to let them know we're doing this for you all. But we put our young people down.
Okay, Ms. Doris, I tell you what, this is what we can do. And this is what the Blacks going to do here. We're going to get every Black person before they hit the march, and we're going to get all of them together and ask them, why would y'all sell us out? They signed an oath. That brother Mark Clark, when I got that paperwork, every Black Democrat in the United States signed an oath when Joe Biden was in office, not for us to protest. All that money, billions of dollars on the immigrants, and then not one Black Chicagoan, not one Black LA, Houston, New York. We did not march.
Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me? They signed the oath because we have not held them accountable, so they think that they can do anything they want to do. They don't do whatever they want to do.
Mama Doris, I got a question. Mama Doris, I got a question. I got a question. How can you hold Black public officials accountable, and I couldn't hold y'all accountable to what we gonna do with the reparations when we get it.
What? Say that again. What did you say?
He's still mad at us.
My question was, how are we gonna hold the black elected officials? How can you hold the black elected officials accountable, but I can't hold us accountable to what we gonna do with the reparations when we get it? Tell me that.
How are you?
Let me say this to you, brother. First of all, you cannot come in. This is the same thing white people come in with when they start telling, well, we're for reparation, but we're going to give it to you in the form of a scholarship. You don't make those decisions for us. This will be laid out in that structure that we're going to put together for reparations. You don't make anything conditional for us. The fact of the matter is that we are owed reparations for 300 years of slavery in this country.
But can't the politicians say the same thing, Mama Doris?
No.
Can't the politicians say you can't tell me what to do in this office?
Listen to me, brother. You hold the politicians accountable by taking them out when they do not adhere to an agenda that we give them. An agenda that we give them. And when they cannot follow that agenda, then we take them out of office. That's how you hold them accountable. We are the only ones who do not do this. And it's not totally our fault because we've been conditioned that way. It's a matter of just re-teaching our people. Our people have been taken advantage of greatly.
But with the help of our own black people. We have to hold them accountable, Mama Doris.
Did you just hear what I said? You hold them accountable by saying, if I'm saying to you, do not go down there, this is a golden opportunity coming up for us in the next election. All of the ones who voted for those hundreds of millions of dollars for the immigrants, vote them out. That's how you hold them accountable.
Mama Doris, they got a $92 billion war chest. And you think these black politicians, these black politicians is nothing.
With all due respect, these are excuses to me. I don't care if they have $100 trillion chest. We vote for them. I don't care how much money we got. We vote for them. We take them out. We put them in. We take them out when they don't represent our interests.
Well, they represent the Hispanics now, so they don't need the black votes no more. Why they got all the immigrants up here?
Here again, you're coming up with excuses, and here again, you are downing black people. We have power. You may not think you have power, but we have power.
Mama Doris, do you know what just happened last month? Mama Doris.
Brother, you don't think
last month, 280,000 of us, for the first time since 1868, just cleared a major victory in the federal court. I have not heard no black preachers. I haven't heard the black congressmen, no black senators.
You know why?
Congratulations, you guys.
You know why?
You won our victory in court.
You know why you have not heard anything from them? Because they don't think that you should hear from them, because we have not forced them to think that when something like this happens, we want you on it. So we take those people out. That's a good example. That's a good thing.
So why would they honor us as the black indigenous people who just scored a federal victory? Yes, they say, oh wait, y'all the one gonna get the benefits.
Did you just hear what I said? Did you just hear what I said? Then we take them out of office. We bring it to their attention. We educate our people about them. Let our people know about this law that you just got passed. Let our people know what our politicians did not do, and you organize and you vote them out.
Well, we organized this for 40 years and finally got our victory in federal court.
Brother, you did not hear, anything.
No, you're not hearing me, Ms. Doris. The black indigenous people, we just scored a major victory for the 5 tribes of freedmen. We just scored our victory. I have not heard no black church, not the NAACP.
Did you hear what I just said? We're talking about the politicians. Organize and remove them from those seats. That's the solution. I am tired of us talking about the problem. What is the solution? We don't have solutions. We have to mobilize. We don't want it because when it comes with a solution, it means work. It means commitment. It means dedication. It means love for your people. It means justice.
So, Mama Doris, what do you think about? Okay, I will ask you a question. What do you think about our victory as freedmen in this country? 280,000 of us just received federal recognition for the first time since 1868. What do you think about that?
I think that is a wonderful accomplishment. It lets you know what we can do when we get up and start working and forcing people to do what they need to do by us. That's a wonderful accomplishment. And I congratulate the people who worked on it. And that's what I'm saying, brother. We can do this. They came up with a solution and they won.
Yes, we did.
That is admirable. And we can continue to win. They came up with, they went after, that was their solution. They came up with a solution on how to accomplish this, and they fought for it, and they got it. That's all I'm saying to you.
And we can't sleep
either. We have the
either.
power. We have the power to do anything that we want. We have the power. We are 50 million people in this country, Black Americans.
Well, if we can start the Million Man March, let's start a march. On your show, let's start a separation march.
Let me stop you right now. Did you just hear these figures that I just gave you?
Yes, ma'am.
What ward are you in?
Oh, no, Mama Doris, I'm in Minneapolis now. Minneapolis, St. Paul. I'm in Minneapolis. Yeah, but see, I remember you back in the day from inner Lancaster.
Black Americans in Minneapolis need to come together and start organizing and go against some of that stuff that they're doing up there in Minneapolis.
Oh, yes, it's very terrible, Mama Doris. But see, I remember you when I was a little boy back in Ann Lancaster days. So that's why when I see you and the other guys, because y'all used to be out there.
I didn't come here until 1975, even though she was around. I didn't, I have been doing what I'm doing since I was 14 years old. Do you know how disheartening and hurtful it is to me as an 81-year-old woman to see my people in the condition that we're in now? And I started protesting in Jackson, Mississippi at the age of 14. I am I'm just very discouraged. I'm hurt, but I'm still fighting and I'm still organizing. Martin knows my work.
Mm-hmm.
And I love your work. But do you think it's possible for us to start a movement in Chicago where we got to see if we can lift Obama up and make him president for a year? We can lift up the United States of America.
What you need to do is start a movement right there in Minneapolis.
Well, yeah.
Yes, and we already have it, and it's called the Black Business Movement.
A movement right there in Minneapolis because we got this here. We're talking about what we're going to do. I put it in writing. We got this. So you start a movement in Minneapolis. Why are you coming all the way down here to Chicago when you got the same problems in Minneapolis?
Well, I was born in Chicago at Lineage Hospital in 1968 at 6:33 a.m.
You still have that allegiance. I understand. Okay, you have that allegiance. I understand.
Yeah.
It's an emotional tie. Okay.
And I'm a taxpayer in Chicago at 11726 south of the sales street.
But since you have moved to Minneapolis, get involved in the movement up there in Minneapolis too.
Okay. Well,
I'm still involved in stuff in Jackson, Mississippi. I know the cost of Jackson, so I get it. Okay.
Okay. We got a new caller. 612. We got a new call. Let a new caller get in. Marcus, come on, Marcus.
Okay.
Thank you for being patient, Marcus.
Yes,
Go ahead.
Martin. I just want to ask a question. There's a lot of black people. I hear a lot of black people and white people, mostly black people, concerned about if they gave us reparations, what black people are going to do with it. You once said when they was talking about Willie Wilson, you can't tell another man how to spend his money.
That's right.
Why do you have to do a study to give us reparations? Give us reparations. Most of the black people that are over here, that has been born and raised over here, black Americans, are descendants of slaves. Give us the money. They give it to everybody else. Why can't you just give it to us? Why you got to have a study that goes on and on, conversations? We don't need no more conversations. We need reparations. And why is it anybody's business on how we going to spend it? Truly, the United States government is going to benefit from it because we live in America. We're going to spend it in America, on American goods. So it's not like they're losing anything. They get it right back. Why is it anybody's business on how we're going to spend it? If a man want to go buy him a case of beer or buy him whatever he want to buy him, he can buy that. That's his money. So why do so many black people are concerned about how the black people are going to spend it?
Well, you know what? My response to that is this. Because we have been psychologically damaged. We have been traumatized. We have, for the last 400 and some years, been taught that we don't deserve anything, that we're not worthy of anything. Mm-hmm. So when people come to you talking about, well, they're going to spend it on a popsicle, tell them to die and go to hell. Because as you just said, you can do whatever you want to, but those are distractions. Those are distractions. That's why when it comes to reparations, we have to be focused. The Jews it's a law. They went after these governments legally. This is a legal issue. And we have to put together a legal structure with our lawyers, our constitutional lawyers, our economists, and all of these people. We got to put a structure to it, and we have not done that. So don't waste your time. Tell them to go to die and go to hell, because it's a waste of my time to even respond to that.
And some black people feel that we haven't earned it. Our ancestors paid the ultimate price.
But when you have been taught that you are nothing, you've never done anything, but we don't know the history. Our children don't know the history because we have not taught them the history. They're not gonna teach them the history in these schools. We have to take it up on our own to teach the history, but it should be taught if there's a law in the state of Illinois, there's a law in the state of Illinois that is required for us to teach Black history in these schools. Are we making sure that that law is being enforced? But when you don't think anything of yourself, when you feel as if you are worthless, and then we pass it from one generation to the next, we didn't do this on our own. This is what the system of racism and white supremacy did to us. That's why they owe us reparations, so we can hire our own Black psychologists and psychiatrists, so we can get some help. We need to be repaired psychologically, economically, educationally, across the board. Everything that we were denied, we need the money so that we can repair ourselves. We can teach our children. But we are not totally, and we are not totally responsible for the condition. These people have spent 500 years trying to destroy us. But look, we're still here. Because
Because
there's
we
a
are
power
God's
greater
people.
than anybody.
Mm-hmm.
We are God's people.
There's a
We're like
creator.
a tree.
Why are we
We're like
giving
a
this
tree
right?
planted by the water that can't be moved.
That's right. Our ancestors fought these white devils.
Mm-hmm.
We came out of slavery.
Mm-hmm.
We was Reconstruction. We had state senators. And then after Reconstruction, the Democratic Party issued in Jim Crow and the Ku Klux Klan, but we still fought them. We have never stopped fighting. We're just not fighting as much as we used to because after the 64, 65 Civil Rights Act, we thought we had made it. That integration that we bought into and gave up all of our businesses and left our community, and now everybody's trying to get into our community.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't trying, they in it.
They're in it. You're absolutely right. You're
Mm-hmm.
right. You're right. But we have to reclaim it. Reclaim it. Stop leaving Chicago. Stop. We had a power base here one time. But
Yeah,
when
Chicago was a political.
It is by design. This crime issue is by design. With the Robert Taylor Homes, every day, crime. Wasn't about 5 or 10% of the Negroes over there acting up. If they had wanted to stop it, they could have. But that was the way to get us out of the city, and we started running.
And then they put them in the neighborhood, and we started running out of our neighborhood.
But you don't
It's
run out
other
of your
cities.
neighborhood. You don't run out of your neighborhood. That's what they wanted to do, run us out of the city. And look who's in here. The Hispanics are where they are because Harold Washington, during that era, they were fighting for them. They don't give a damn about us now. These people are trying to get in power to push us at the bottom. They don't care about us. I said the other night, if we
Tell the
want
truth, Mama
survive
Joe.
this,
She ain't
if we
showing
want
lying.
to
I
survive
was
this,
there.
we got to get to the point where we don't care about anybody but black people because that's how they
That's
think.
right.
Mm-hmm. I
Yep.
agree.
I agree all the way.
Got to be
Mama
civil.
Joe, you telling the truth. I was there, 1986 at South
And
Shore
black
Country
men,
Club.
I want to say this to black men. We need you.
I'm here.
We need black men. I want black men to stop going at each other. You need to come together because you need to protect the children and the women and especially the elderly. I need you all to be looking out for me.
Mm-hmm.
But if y'all fighting each other every night,
Mm-hmm.
we are in a war, brothers and sisters. We're in a war. And we have to do, like, what did Malcolm say? Before you get to that white man, you got to get that nigga out of the way. We got to get these niggas out of the way.
Amen.
You.
Amen. Preach.
Mm. All right, people.
So we can do it. We can do it, you all. We have the power. And we have a creator. We have a creator. We can do it. We have the knowledge. We know what to do. Let's organize and do it and stop talking about the problem and do. There's a cause
Tell the truth.
and there's an effect.
And
All we
shame
do is focus
them.
on the effect.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. All we do is focus on the effect.
Thank you, Mama Doris.
Mama
I'm
Doris.
getting ready to go because I'm a little tired. baby.
Okay, we finna end it now. So I want to thank you, Mama Doris, again for coming, laying these truths down to us. We need to hear it. I appreciate all the panel that came. Bill 206, Marcus, my buddy 612, and a lot of other guys. You guys came in here and you showed out and you spoke truth. Sarge, even calling from the hospital bed. But
Get well, Sarge. Get well, Sarge.
Mark, let me just say this to
Go ahead.
Sarge.
Go ahead.
Sarge, see, slavery took place in the 16th, the 17th, and the 18th century. So I'm trying to historically show you where you deserve reparation. That's all I'm saying. Okay, brothers, I love you all.
Okay.
Thank
Get well,
you,
Sarge.
all right.
Get well, Sarge.
Get well, Sarge. All right, y'all.
Get well, Sarge. Take
All
care
right.
of yourself.
Good night. All right. You already know what it
Mark.
is. All right. Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth and shame the devil. I love being black. All right. Thank you, people, so much. And again, another magnificent show. It was on point. We made you think. You heard some things that you didn't know. You heard some things that maybe you're confused about. So that goes to show you that means that we all need to go challenge ourselves, our thinking. We need to research and start reading, people. And thank you so much again. Peace out.